All right, it is your money, and that's why it is so important to make sure you're getting all the deductions you're allowed when you're filing your taxes this year. You know, a lot of people are confused about what they can and cannot deduct on their income taxes, and that's why we have a phone bank set up. Our tax professionals are here to answer all of your questions, and joining us right now is Craig Sheets. You've been manning the phone since 6 o'clock this morning, and they haven't stopped ringing.
They have not. There's been a lot of phone calls today. They've been all over the board as far as the questions. Some relate to 2010 deductions. A lot of times people forget that on your itemized deductions, you can actually itemize your sales and use tax for the year. It's another deduction people forget about, whether you have purchases of a car or purchases of renovations to your home. That's deductible as well as your itemized, obviously, for medical expenses. And in 2011, they've had a new thing as well, that you can actually reduce your Social Security withheld by 2%, and that goes right from your paycheck. So people are asking about how that affects them in 2011 as well. So it's kind of a nice benefit to them right out of their paycheck.
Yeah, because I think a lot of times we're like, okay, can we deduct for our higher education this year, or can't we? Is that still a deductible expense?
It is. American Opportunity Tax Credit is actually deductible. It's up to $2,500, and $1,000 of that is actually refundable even if you owe no tax, which is great. So people that have no taxable income still can get $1,000 back for them, but you get up to $2,500, which is a great credit.
All right, Craig, we have to talk about, too, what if we miss out, if we lose some money in the stock market? Can we take a loss on that? Can we deduct any of that?
You can. You can deduct up to $3,000, and the amount you can't deduct for this year, you can actually roll forward, as they call a carry-forward loss, into future years. As long as you have that loss, you can keep carrying it forward indefinitely until you use it all.
All right, another big push, of course, everyone going green, energy efficiency, upgrading our appliances and our AC. Can we take a deduction on that?
You can take a deduction on that. They're
How
going to have, it's going to be, let's see, for this year, there's different credits. It's like $1,500, depending on if you have windows, are one of the big things, and for solar power. People are doing the big solar power thing for water heater and things like that. It's another big push. And for vehicles, you actually get that credit at the time you buy the vehicle, and there's a special limit depending on what number of vehicles they've sold. Toyota, Ford, whatever. Each company is different for how many vehicles they're allowed to sell and get that credit for at the time.
Okay, what about charity? You know, if we give something to the Salvation Army or the Goodwill or even our church.
Yeah, there's two different ways you can do charitable. Charitable is either cash deductions, whether you give money directly to church, as you mentioned, or Goodwill, actually things for your uniforms, or let's say, give this, the suit to Goodwill. I can actually take a deduction for that as part of my tax return, and that's it's limited to some sorts, but really it's pretty much unlimited in the sense that you can get an amount on there for cash or for actual property as well.
That's amazing, because a lot of times people, they just give the clothes away and they don't really say, can I have that receipt so I can deduct it on my taxes?
Yeah, you definitely want to have the receipt, and you want to itemize the receipt for yourself. You don't have to give the receipt to the IRS, but you definitely want to make sure that receipt is itemized somewhere, so in case they ask for it, it was 10 suits or 3 baby clothes or crib, whatever it might be.
All right, Craig Sheets, thank you so much for that free advice. And once again, we want to remind you that our tax experts will be here until 9:45 this morning, so time is running out for free advice. The number to call, 407-942-8000. Talitha and Heidi, back to you.
All right.